Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about an incident that happened. It's almost coming up on 24 years ago, and it involved some American troops firing on a teenage high school kid that was just gold herding his goats and carrying a rifle for the protection of wild dogs and coyotes or any kind of element that would actually attack his herd. So in the middle of the farm, just taking off to go get to for the actual animals to graze on open field, and mixed stories that were told about the incident. But you know, the government's going to do to whatever to cover their end and their involvement. You know what I mean? It's just the reality of how things work, and uh, and how I actually witnessed this type of which I could only describe as sloppy work. That's the only way I can actually describe this sloppy, professional, ununiformed, uh, and it was not. This is not towards any kind of branch of the military, but I guess the actual the chain of command that that allowed this to happen actually. So throughout our ventures out in the southern western part of the border, our team would be considered a detachment to the Department of Justice just for the fact that we were not permanent in any station. We'd flop around from natural disasters, filling in for a port, for a station, and for any kind of extracurricular like a burn mission, like I mentioned earlier, and also to transport explosives to a nearby range from any kind of camp or any kind of actual place where they stored explosive. We transfer them to an actual range, a military range, just to transport the actual explosives with the help of the local state police. And I'll do a video on that in a few days. So basically, what happened this evening? Actually, this evening I was coming on shift, and we were pretty far away. We were all in the East County. It was almost 2 hours away. And as we come up to the station, getting ready to receive our intel for the day and to actually get ready, make sure we check out all our equipment and check with our do our checklist basically. And as our mid shift started trickling in, I noticed a few guys that were coming in with the actual agents, and they were. I didn't really notice this at the time, but afterwards I put everything together, and I noticed a gentleman walking with an agent, and he had a long coat, and I was cordial. I said hi to the actual individual, and yeah, that was about it. We just said hi to each other, and as he proceeds to actually, you know, get ready to end his shift, I asked him if he was a ride-along. Ride-alongs were allowed. Ride-alongs were not common, but they did exist, including me giving a couple of my uh, professional friends actual ride-alongs along the border. That they had something to actually to witness and to actually comment on it. On the healthcare side. So I asked him if he was part of some sort of ride-along, and at that point he proceeded to say, "No, I'm." And he named his branch of military, and I said, "Oh, okay." And I really took notice in his attire. It was civilian attire with a long coat. At that time, he proceeded to take out a 9 millimeter, but he took it out of his waistband, not of a holster, not of a pocket in his long coat, of his waistband, and a couple of clips from his pants. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know, I could not believe what I was seeing. It was not a controlled arm. It was actually a concealed arm, actually, at that point. But I just kept to myself. Like I said before, you know, don't if you're that concerned, make a call somewhere and have them actually evaluate it and have them actually investigate. Don't take it upon yourself. You know, you don't mingle something that you it's over your head. That was actually way over my head. I can honestly say that was way over my head what I just witnessed, and I just kept quiet. Um, I took action, and I left it at that. And we actually never saw them troops again. But we did receive support from the National Guard. They were very helpful. They were very efficient. They were very professional, and they were very well trained. But they were assigned as a supportive element. They were all supportive, and that support was greatly appreciated, especially when you are undermanned and can actually take tasks without actually causing any kind of interruption to your station. So that was the extent of the military that I've actually witnessed in a professional, actual manner. And they were very efficient, and they were well liked throughout the stations. I should say. Well, a few months passed, and this happened out in Texas. This element actually fired upon this poor wretch kid. You know, I say poor because uh, this kid had no chance to defend himself. He had no armor. He had the basics to just save himself and save his actual herd from wild animals, not human. And he took one in the chest straight. It was a straight chest shot, and he bled out without any kind of immediate medical aid. And I know from experience that all military are given some kind of training in first aid. Not that I could have done anything here to actually save someone's life, but I'll just leave it at that. You know, I'll leave it at that. He was a U.S. citizen, and it shouldn't have happened like that. And I believe that this element should have been better trained, should have been more professional. They shouldn't have just thrown them out there and actually think that they could have handled themselves in a professional way. Because living down there and working down there at these actual border towns, it's not uncommon to see a rancher holstering a pistol, holding the long arm, but for protection, not for altercations that are brought upon the civilian population, you know, and that really bothered me, you know, and maybe my phone call didn't actually go up that high, but I wish it would have. It would have saved this American citizen. You know, I'll just leave it at that. You know, my opinion doesn't mean anything at this point. You know, I mean, nothing can be done. This is over 24 years ago, and it was sad. You know, it was sad to hear, but I like to think that I did try to make that effort, did try to make that change, did try to follow up on actual something disturbing that I actually witnessed. And if I wouldn't have made that call, my conscience would have been driving me crazy right now. But at least I tried. You know, that's all I can say. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. All right, thanks a lot, guys.